How you doing, everybody? My son Cullen. I see you guys don't know how to spell his name right. Let me tell you, Cullen. I named him after Cullen Baker. He was a character in a Lewis Moore novel. Some of you read Lewis Moore, you knew who Cullen Baker was. What he was in the Old West. He was a gunfighter that never wanted to be a gunfighter. He was a rancher. But you know how things go right there after the Civil War and during. So anyways, that's that. We haven't been able to do videos. Social distancing has been kind of important here for many reasons. They're taking it very serious here. We are supposed to be in home lockdown. We're allowed, apparently, go to the grocery store and stuff when we have to, but they want the trips limited. They have it in place because of what's going on in New York City, that you need to really not be out there. We take this more serious than most. I've got a lot of ground to cover here, so I'm going to make it quick. Now, all of you know Cullen was in an air base, and he worked on jets in the Marines, and he came out sergeant E5. E5?
Yep.
E5. Okay, so he was a heavy hitter. He was stationed at Bagram Air Base where they had all them burn pits. He's being treated by the VA for major breathing problems. I'm not making light of this, but I'm going to tell you something right now. I've seen on videos where some people that are a little more rude than others have mentioned him breathing heavy on videos. It ain't funny. He's dealing every day of his life just like what COVID patients say they deal with, and I believe it, as far as breathing. Explain to people what it's like with your condition.
Well, for every 4 breaths I take, one of them might actually do something. So, I can't run, split wood. I just gotta tough it out. Split wood, go down the aisles in the grocery store. It's like, wears you out. That's just, it's not fun, So that's why when you hear someone snoring in the background, that's me still trying to control my breathing even yet,
Yeah,
we work with it. We do what we do every day. And just kind of take it little by little, just do what you gotta do. I know a lot of you guys got problems here and there. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Just one day at a time, right?
So understand what I'm going to tell you next, why it's important. We can't have that hit our household. It'll take him out. I want you to know that.
Yep.
I'm not shipping. Don't ask me. I haven't been. I don't want anybody here to my house that comes from out of state. Period. Do not. Not right now. We are in our peak in this area. There are deaths.
Yeah, it's sweeping through pretty good right now where we're at. We're trying to stay right here, nowhere else.
I'm not gonna bother explaining the rumors we've heard.
You guys have all heard the same thing. You've seen it on Facebook and everywhere else.
Just get through this, guys. Just get through this.
Yep, it's doable.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. Okay, but what's going on? I'll tell you what's making me mad about this. There's a disconnection. We have large dairy farms around here that milk around the clock. 2 of them that I know of, I won't mention their names, are dumping a tractor trailer or more load of milk every day, dumping it because they don't have a place to ship it to.
Yep.
The milk plants are overwhelmed and in a lot less production. They're doing one shift. That's what I understand. I don't know that for a fact, but that's what I understand. I understand there's a problem with local egg producers. Pork and beef producers, they're not breeding right now. In fact, I understood that one of the pork producers dumped a whole lot of pigs at the market for 10 cents on the dollar. And they're not looking at... Now, we grow. Here's what we do. My region, we grow things. We provide food. We want the world to have it. It's good for you. But there's a disconnection between the producer and the market itself. With the meat packing plants, 2 of them here closed, and that's what we got too. They're closed. So you know, I see a train wreck happening in our media area. Now the same thing that makes this beautiful valley a nice place to live is a negative. A lot of people are tightening their belts. We live with tight belts.
Yeah.
We live that way. We are doing nothing any different than we ever do. Because an impoverished area like this, West Virginia, you guys from West Virginia and some of the deep south, I've been there. I know what it's like for you guys.
Yeah, you guys know.
You know what it's like. Your world didn't change. You just don't have this or that. You just adapt. And that's what we're doing. Okay, we're stepping our game up. We will be directly getting back to building saws. We have videos that I've already created partially that I'd like to get out to you guys of some of these saws. But don't expect anybody's receiving anything for a little bit. Hopefully this passes through in the next week or two quite rapidly. Robert, I'll get you. I'll find a way. Robert Ramsden, his little 61. I promised him I'll find a way, okay? I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but you're going to get it. I haven't mailed it yet because it is, you wouldn't believe what it's been like around here.
Have anybody tried ordering anything off Amazon or anything else lately? How'd that go for you? Same thing with saw parts. It's almost impossible to get anything in.
We're dealing with it. A lot of the packages and stuff doesn't hit the mailbox now. I just
Yeah.
move on from that. We've had none but trouble with us since the first year. Things have been a little weird anyway. You know that, you know. And but I'll tell you what we're doing this year. This little room you see us in originally was the enclosed part of our front porch, and it went out onto the front porch down steps. Well, last fall we tore that part of it down, built a new front porch, changed the entrance in the house, put double glass doors in. So this part of it, Barb wanted a pantry. You're sitting in a new pantry. We're busy. We're real busy.
We're basically the potatoes right now.
Yeah, we're the potatoes right now. This is it. We got an upright freezers going directly behind us, and shelves on each side. We are doing more canning than we ever have. We still have, we can 1 or 2 large crops of something every year, so you're not overwhelmed. So you got enough for a few years. Like the one thing we did 3 years ago, dumbfounded me. We actually figured out how to grow sweet potatoes up here.
Oh, did we ever?
And it was such a prolific amount of sweet potatoes. And I'm sorry, some of you guys calling me yams, but we can sweet potatoes. To heck don't have it. And we still got sweet potatoes running out our butts. We've had trouble canning tomatoes. We're building a greenhouse. Now what this isn't some elaborate thing. Don't expect that. We're going to share this. Everything we're doing, we're going to share with you. And then we'll tell you why on the way. It's going to be an interesting little path. We have had this year everything I had planned to keep income level to the household is shot out of the water. I'm scrambling.
He's adapting.
That's right.
We'll call it adapting.
Adapt and overcome. This is what the deal is.
Yep.
Logging industry, done. Flat. Not going to happen. Not for quite a while. The mills are closed. Yeah, it's like that for us. We don't have it easy right now. We're getting through this. You know, for this last week or so that I haven't been able to put videos up, you know, the one thing that made me feel good about all of it, I knew you guys was right there waiting for me. You're waiting. And I thank you for that. We're going to have another hiccup doing this again. A lot of people's on the internet. Our raw data is, how much do we get a month?
50 gigs.
50 gigs. These videos eat that up so fast it's ridiculous.
Each one uses 5 or 6 usually.
What's the deal? It feels like when there's satellite internet's overloaded, it's like 30 gigs instead of 50. Is it because the shared bandwidth, it drags it all down?
That plus uploading videos takes more data to use anyway.
Is that what it is?
Even, the neighbors are on it and stuff like that too. That slows it right down.
And so it takes more data. So I hopefully for the next 2 weeks anyway, maybe into the third week, we'll continue on with this. My little plan of ganking Wi-Fi went south real fast. We were able to load 2 videos, but we found out that the Popo don't like you parking behind store buildings. You look funny. It didn't happen to me. It happened to somebody else. It we don't need to be there. I don't need to be there. It is hitting us. I'll tell you what the biggest reason is. We are very remote. New York City is 400 miles away.
Yeah, about 4.5 hours.
Well, so 200 miles away, a little bit more. This is a big state, New York is. But them people are afraid in Syracuse, Rochester, Buffalo, Albany, New York City, the 5 boroughs. And they're running and they're escaping. And do you know where they go? Tag, you're it. You got it. And they come through and they rifle everything in the grocery store.
Oh, yeah, I've seen so many people.
That's ridiculous.
When you drive around town every day, you know who lives here and who don't. There ain't that many people around here. There really ain't. When you see about 30 or 40 new cars at the store that you've never seen before, you're like, yep, they're coming in and buying everything up. Which is fine. We're pretty good actually down here. We got a lot better than a lot of other people.
We do.
Sure.
I don't think we got it. We're well.
Yep.
We're well, but we're gonna stay that way. And we're, like I told you before, it don't take much for me to be an isolationist. And I didn't need an excuse like this.
We got plenty of projects to keep us busy. You better believe that.
Okay, so what? He lost his job through this, and he's got a good job. He's a commercial appliance repairman. And you work, what's the area? How big of an area?
I work all of Western New York. I've been everywhere in upper PA. I'll drive 3 or 4 hours sometimes just to get somewhere.
Well, you
I
go to
work
Binghamton
everywhere.
and everything else. That's a long ways.
Albany, Syracuse, Binghamton, Buffalo, Rochester, Northern PA. I will drive everywhere.
So, you know that hurts. And all of us, the 3 of us, we share the wealth, we share the bad times.
Yep.
He gonna get that government money. That's what he go for, that
Government
money.
Government cheese.
Yeah, get the government cheese. Okay. I predict, and I don't like doing this because I hate it when I'm right. We're gonna see the local meat market crash here, and we're heavy producers. We're heavy producers of beef, poultry products, milk, crops, and I'm wondering how many people's even going to plant this year. So, I just see where this goes. We're planning for that. Yeah, we're planning for that. We know it's coming, and what we don't make in money, we're going to make in product. Create our own resources. We have networking here. What's nice about impoverished areas like this, when you know everybody, we get a little bounce from one side to the other. We trade, help this guy out. We might get a beef from one guy, and in return, lumber that I horse traded for something else might go to this guy. I got 2 neighbors that got eggs, and we used to grow our own chickens and raise eggs, but the price of eggs went down in the store to the point it wasn't even worth it. So we quit doing it. We just quit doing it. Well, guess what? Yeah, you're going to see some chickens in my future again. Because I'll tell you what happened to me the other day, and I didn't see this coming. The last time that I went to the store, which was a little bit ago, one store would limit you to 1 can of vegetables for your family. One can of vegetables. They limited you to 2 gallons of milk, and you could only get 1 dozen eggs. Come on, you know what a country breakfast is. You guys that are country like us, and those guys that ain't. I'm sure you like your eggs. Well, I'm store-bought eggs. They're just teeny little buggers anyway. You know, if you don't have 3 of them, you ain't got enough to put on a slice of bread to make a sandwich, do you? So, anyways, that's that. So, anyways, we paid double the price for eggs. And there was a cute little sign on the cooler door that said, due to blah, 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 eggs were in short demand. Stacks of them. They had extended coolers right full of eggs. The price has been increased. Well, if it did that now, wait till later. Yeah, that's right. Chickens are something that's easy to grow. And I'll tell you right now, there just isn't nothing. Fresh chicken's good. Yeah, we know how to do that. We're good at it. But I tell you what we did. We got two. Barbara has macular degeneration, so she has a big white spot in the center of her eye. She has a hard time seeing. At some point, she'll be blind. But right now, she can still see me, so I gotta keep my toe on the mark. You know what I mean? But we put skylights in the kitchen. It was a great amount of work.
Yeah.
And they're 8 foot long. They're big skylights, two of them, in her work area. Well, I took a plank and went from the center of the ceiling. There's a big rough sawn beam to the wall, and we took a 12-inch plank, just kind of supported it right up at the bottom of one of them skylights, which ours are 12 inch deep, and then that glass is on top. We never put a diffuser on the bottom. We wanted to look out and see the stars. It's kind of nice. We started a whole bunch of plants. Some of them for the greenhouse, some of them is for the garden. We started stuff early, and I want to show you something. Yeah, little Dixie cup. I don't even know what the name is. That's a with a Z there. I know that's a zucchini. I did enough for 2 hills for early. Midsummer I'll replant if we feel like more zucchini. Small zucchinis make good pickles, believe it or not. This little bugger's guy was energetic.
Yeah.
He came up in frickin' like 3 days. This is the 5th day.
I thought something got stuck up in there where all the plants were. I was like, what the heck is that? How did a leaf get in from outside?
Can you believe that, little feller?
No way, 3 days.
3 days he was up. This is the 5th day.
Perky.
We got the tomatoes, a few zucchini. We're doing muskmelons. Oh, yeah, them are good, ain't they?
Cantaloupe?
Yeah, the cantaloupe. They're muskmelons. And we're doing watermelons, too, this year. And we've got them started early. And it's time right now here in the Northeast, directly, for 2 crops. Carrots and peas. You can put them out there. If you scrape the snow off the ground, yeah, we got snow, believe me. Every morning, last couple mornings, 3 mornings, then about.
Yeah, last 3 days.
And we've had a little snow. Well, them little seeds on them things are so small. You can't even grab them. You know how I do it? I learned this from my grandmother. You put them on a little saucer or a white bowl, something you actually see them, and wet your finger, dry it on your sleeve, poke, isolate a seed, them tiny little seeds, just press down. It'll stick to your finger. You can grab it just like that, and then when you go to plant it, just do that, and it comes off. None of that having to broadcast. They don't work. Not like with your carrots, when you plant them right now, you want them early. Carrots can't grow in the heat, neither can peas. So with your carrots, you go ahead and start your seedlings. You water your bed first. Water your bed first. Real good. Poke them down just 1/4 of an inch, just kind of brush a little dirt over them. Now that's wet then. If you wait until afterwards to water them, the seeds just go everywhere indiscriminately. You can put plastic on them, an old piece of board, anything. Push that right down. Check them in about a week. Pick your board up if that's what you use. I just use an old piece of scrap lumber or several, whatever, on them. And you'll see them sprouting. Wait till they get up and you'll see them where the leaves start to take it off. Or support one end of the board and just wait. Let a little air get in around them. That works quite well. Your tomatoes, the reason you're getting your blight in your tomatoes is that later, these last 10 years, we've had more rain in the summer than normal. And it's taking the dirt and splashing it up onto your plants that are wet. And when they're wet like that, anything, microbes are in your dirt, all dirt. And that starts that blight from being wet leaves. You don't want wet leaves. Get them under a darn roof. That's why we're doing a greenhouse, so we can guaranteed get enough tomatoes for 2 years, maybe 3. We might get some sauce. We might grow. We're putting in 20, I think, something like that, 16 to 20. And now you water them on the ground. Just don't get the plant wet. Just don't do it. And something was told to us, and that's crazy enough. I think it probably works. Take a couple aspirins per gallon of water, get them soluble in water, and then spray that aspirin water on your plants. Not during the heat of the day, but early morning or after the sun goes down. You know, really before sun up or after the sun down. That's when you want to do that. You'll shock a lot of plants if you water them when it's hot. If you got things that are wilting, boom, that's what they'll drop right on their knees. Now, something that you can grow a lot of, I like winter squash. Them Hubbard, you know, them big boogers, that's a lot of food. Very little has to be done to them. When I plant Hubbards, I don't even care where I plant them. I don't even look at them. They'll fight through the weeds and the brush and the deer and every critter's trying to eat them or kill them, and you're going to get Hubbards. If you get 4 or 5 Hubbards, you got, that things weigh anywhere from 10 to 40 pounds. The only thing is, you need a friggin' hatchet to cut them open. Now, what can be done with them, they keep so well, it's ridiculous. You wait till the last minute, harvest them before everything freezes off, and they can take freezing off. And then just, when you see your vines starting to die, you pick them up. Keep them somewhere cool, not where they freeze. When you open one of them, I'm telling you, you're going to use a meat cleaver to get that rind off of that. But cook the whole darn thing up. Just cook it all up. Can it. Save yourself enough for the meal you wanted for that day, and can it. And every time that you open one up for a meal, can the rest of it. This is how we do it. We spread out what we can throughout the growing cycles. We plan our growing cycles. We're doing head lettuce this year. We want that to come in at the same time as our tomatoes. We're doing a fair amount of head lettuce. And we're doing the big, real sweet onions. We're growing them in a greenhouse. They're 3-4 pound onions. They're actually super sweet. They're sweeter than a Vidalia. Them Walla Walla is what we're planting. And they're a nice onion. So, this is what we're doing. I'm also, in many different angles, trying to ensure there's something that can be done to keep income coming in. That's not easy right now for me, guys. And it ain't easy for him. So, I'm hoping this video shows you that we're safe. We got problems just like you. We have to overcome them. And we are going to overcome these problems. We really are. We have to change a little. We grow gardens. That's nothing new for us. We can. I don't even dare get Barb over here. She's over in the kitchen on the island cutting up something, and I smell it too darn good. I can't handle it. I have to get out of the house for a while. Then get right back to work here, which we're gonna. But she's been 5 years wanting me to do this pantry.
Yeah.
5 years. She waited long enough. I says, well, we'll probably can 400 quarts of vegetable and some meats, venison, this year. Even along with what we have, we ran out of storage space. We will probably buy another 200 to 300 quarts, and I think we probably do equal amount of pints of stuff too. And she makes the best strawberry jam you ever had. I'm gonna tell you that right now. We have a local guy up on the hill that grows the biggest blueberries you ever seen. So we do. I love blueberry jam. I'm sorry. You know where that's good at? Put that right on your ice cream. Vanilla ice cream. What's the most flavorful kind of ice cream my eyes calling?
Vanilla.
That's right. It's got the most flavor.
That's it. Nothing
You
else.
can add anything to it you want to, and it doesn't take away. He picks on me for that. I like the vanilla ice cream. That's explosive. Homemade ice cream is better. We might have to do that since how we get milk now, I think. Yep. You need the cream. That's what it takes to make good ice cream. And if they're dumping milk, I'm going to take advantage of that. I love whole milk. I'll tell you what, on the farm, we had our own milk. We had our own meat. We had everything. All the vegetables was grown on the farm. The entire family ate. I'm talking cousins and nieces and nephews and aunts and uncles and everybody. I mean, it was a large operation. 10 acres, 7 to 10 acres of potatoes a year was grown. Every member of our family, there was a mess of us, got their share. Yeah, but they put the work in for it too. Everybody, we had cycles we worked in. You couldn't tell if it was a depression or good times on the farm ever. You couldn't tell. Nothing changed. Nothing. This is a good way of life for us right now in these times. I am not forced into this, but I see it that I need to. I feel the need to produce what I know I can produce for ourselves. Because I'm going to tell you, I can't help other people if I can't help myself first. I can't. So this is why we're doing what we're doing. But I don't, for a while, I don't want no visitors. Don't ask. We're staying away. This way it is. I'm taking this real serious. When there's people I know that's got a major flipping problem, I ain't gonna be that guy. I probably will be, but it wouldn't bother me too much, but it will him. And I ain't losing him just because. It ain't happening. He's the reason this channel exists. I'll tell you that right now. He is the reason that we're able to keep doing what we've always done, because he picks up my slack where I need it, and he helps me out. Now I'm going to tell you what he gets out of that. Other than the grumbling when I'm working. I do that. I pretended. You know what it's like when you work with an old man? They kind of grumble. You don't act right.
Notice my shirt's dirtier than his right now. He does all the cutting. I handle the dumb end, you know? That works out. It's good, though.
He's the pilot.
Yeah, I'm a good pilot.
I cut the wood and he'll pilot. And so that helps us, you know. Like right now, this changing weathers, my knees hurt like sin so bad that if I had to go out and cut a tree, it'd just about kill me. But this passes just like everything else. My back, since surgery, old doc said 2 years, he meant it, before you feel like you're human. Well, 2 years was up in February, and I'll tell you what, I feel pretty good in my back. Yeah, it's stiff. It'll always be that way. I don't care. I'm not in massive pain from that. At least with my knees, I just take a sit down for a moment and get some relief from it. But I can't get my knee injections right now. That's what I need. I can't get them because I'm not going to a big facility that's treating patients that has other problems and running that risk. No, I'll take more aspirin if I need to. Ibuprofen. I've got my own regimen. I've learned what works, what don't. Sometimes you push through it one day and the next day's better. The next time you push through it, the next day's worse. I don't care. This is my life. We're going to share a lot of this life with you on what we're doing to solve these problems, how we plant, what we can put up. The easiest thing. If you're growing stuff, pick the easiest thing to take care of. I'm warning you. Pick the easiest things you can take care of. And the things that's hard to take care of, make sure you like them enough. Because like peas, you ever suck peas? Bowl full of peas ain't bad.
Yeah, it takes a lot
It
of
takes a
work.
big bowl full to make just enough for a couple people for supper. Try canning pints of peas. You got massive piles of peas. But you know, my problem is I like peas and early potatoes together. Oh boy, cream peas and potatoes. My goodness sakes, that's mean. We're gonna do some red potatoes this year. I got them started in seed. I use potatoes right out of the store that I find some that I really like. I'll take them potatoes. You put them in a paper bag or a box or something. Leave it loose. Put it somewhere warm. Keep it dark. They'll eye. You want 2 eyes. When you cut a potato to plant, you want 2 eyes on each one. That ensure a good healthy plant. And you plant them about 16 inches apart. And you gotta hill them. Read up on this stuff. But you'll be surprising how many potatoes you can grow in a small little lot. You can grow them in 5-gallon buckets. That works quite well. It's a whole lot less digging, all right? I'm just telling you that. So if you got 5-gallon buckets, plant about 50 of them full. And you'll have your taters. This little pantry, it's ensuring that for potatoes and onions, we have a cool spot to keep them. Okay, we're putting a louvered bifold door, a wood door in to help with air circulation and in the winter keep it from freezing. For the summertime, what we're going to do is put a very small air conditioner down in the corner beside the freezer. And that won't have to run very hard to keep potatoes and onions throughout next summer. I'm not worried about this summer. I got potatoes for that. I want to worry about next summer. I'm going to give you a little advice too. I understand some people are having trouble getting seed and stuff like the state of Michigan. I'm not sure what's going on. Sorry guys. It's just, but when we buy our seed, he's seen this for, how long do you live with us? Since you're 16, you got a birthday coming up.
11 years?
Yep.
From 11?
You go with me in a store. When we go to the feed store somewhere and we buy seed, how much do I get?
All of it?
I buy seed. And I'm going to tell you why I do. I learned this from my grandparents. They went through depressions. You don't know what you're going to get next year. Whatever you buy enough for the following year too.
You wouldn't believe how many damn packages of seeds we found from a year or 2 years ago that was stuff we couldn't get in the store this year. That helped out a lot, I'll tell you that.
Yep, that's right. Sweet corn.
Yeah,
I buy a half a pound of sweet corn at a time.
that's a lot.
Oh yeah, you don't know, that's a bunch.
That's way too much.
And use a third to half of it. But I got bodacious. If you